Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to some more Apex. Hope you're having a very good day as always. Hope all of your Apex games have been going good. As a matter of fact, comment down below what has been your best game of season 14 so far. Your most kills, your most damage. Comment your best game right now. My best game has been like, I think 12 kills and 2900 damage, so not too insane. But what has been your best game so far in Apex season 14? Leave your answers down below. Alright, so in today's video I want to take a look at a couple of topics. First of all, it's Timmy, who is one of the biggest Apex streamers out right now. He played with Post Malone. He's pretty big. He actually took to Twitch and kind of explained how he's just not a fan of the time to kill currently in Apex season 14, so we'll talk about that for sure. Players are complaining once again about the ring changes and the ring damage in season 14. I mean, what's new? Players are always complaining when it comes to Apex Legends, but Respawn did make some drastic changes in terms of how the ring works in season 14, so we'll talk about that too. And also, Dr. Disrespect, one of the biggest streamers in the world, had some thoughts on Apex Legends and took to his stream to voice those thoughts and opinions about how competitive Apex is right now. So very interesting topics, guys. Drop a like if you're still watching, subscribe if you're new, comment what has been your best game in season 14, and let's jump straight into these topics today. Alright, so let's first talk about Timmy. Now, obviously, whenever a really big streamer or a pro player voices their thoughts on Apex, it tends to have a lot of weight. It tends to hold a lot of weight because these guys have a very big audience, and Timmy especially has a huge audience, mainly because of his skill and also because of his really unique challenges. He solo queued to Masters and Pred in Apex, I think twice. He played with Post Malone as well. So Timmy has a very solid background and a very solid fan base as well. Timmy basically took to his stream and explained that he's not a fan of the way the time to kill works in season 14, especially with the wingman, the 30-30 repeater, and the longbow with skull piercer, because you're basically one shot if somebody hits you twice with those weapons and they have the skull piercer attached. I've also been seeing a lot of general complaints about the time to kill in season 14, not just with those weapons but also the EVA 8 double tap and a shotgun bolt. If you have the EVA 8 and you have double tap and you have a purple shotgun bolt, guys, then the time to kill also will be extremely fast because it just does insane damage. But let's take a look real quick at what Timmy had to say about season 14 and how he's not a fan of the current time to kill. Take a look at this clip.
I feel like anytime I get shot, I'm like almost dead every single time. Like the time to kill in this season is so fucking fast now. I get the fucking skull piercer longbow, skull piercer fucking 30-30, skull piercer goddamn wingman. 2 shots and I'm by fucking 1 HP. I get this guy fucking ramping up a goddamn fucking just like cannon on me, fucking pushing me with a PK, fucking EVA double tap. God damn. Fucking bowing me for like half a second and I'm fucking 1 HP again too. Like, Jesus Christ. I'm just getting fucked, man.
Honestly, I kind of do agree with what he said, right? Because the way that skill-based matchmaking is set up in season 14, if you have a decent KD, right, every single lobby will be very difficult, even in pubs. So most players you come across will have very good skill, and using those guns would be very easy for them to do, which will obviously then make the time to kill seem very fast because you're coming across very good players with, you know, those weapons. So it does make sense. However, guys, the meta always shifts in Apex from season to season. So this season, the wingman might be really strong, the repeater might be really strong as well, and next season, Respawn might nerf these weapons and SMGs might be strong, or shotguns might be strong, or assault rifles might be strong. So I feel like the meta is always shifting, and we're never gonna have one meta for the rest of Apex Legends, you know, like the meta is always changing because Respawn is always bringing balance updates and balance changes and weapon tuning. So I do understand and I do agree with what Timmy is saying, but I also feel like us as players and us as the Apex Legends community, we need to allow metas to change and evolve and settle, and Apex will never be the same forever. So I mean, most likely Respawn will bring some, you know, balance changes to make these weapons more in line and not as strong, but it's been 4 days or 5 days since season 14 dropped, right? So most likely Respawn will take this information, they will take this critique from Timmy and give us some changes soon. But to me, it's definitely not the end of the world. I'll just be using a wingman in season 14 since it's so strong. Wingman, EVA 8, those guns are insane, so that's going to be my loadout moving forward. But what do you guys think? Do you guys think that Respawn needs to lower the time to kill in season 14, or do you think that people are just complaining way too much? Leave your thoughts down below. And talking about people complaining way too much, guys, we also have another complaint, and I've seen this kind of making the rounds a lot more, and this is the ring changes. Now for you guys who don't exactly know what Respawn did to the ring in season 14 and why players are so upset with it, let me try to explain this to you guys real quick, right? So basically what Respawn did was increase the first ring damage by 2 to 3 HP per tick. So you'll be taking 2 to 3 more damage per tick in the first ring, which actually is very noticeable. Like, I've been playing, you know, pubs recently, and normally I could loot in the ring, I could kind of, you know, allow the first ring to pass me and I'll be fine, but now I have to be a lot more cautious about that because it does do a lot of damage and you could get caught off guard if you're not careful, right? So that's one thing. Respawn has also increased the speed at which the ring moves, so the first ring does more damage and it moves faster as well, so you have like less time to make it out of the ring. And they also decreased the pre-shrink time from 180 seconds to 60 seconds. So those are some big changes. Those aren't small changes by any means. So I do understand why the community is so upset and so triggered by these ring changes. And a recent Reddit post kind of popped off almost 4k upvotes. And here's what this guy had to say. The new ring changes are way too much. The distance you have to travel, how fast the ring starts moving, give you zero time to loot. If the ring is far enough, the damage on round 1 closing alone is enough to kill you if you aren't hoarding medkits. Just finding a syringe feels like a miracle. We need jump towers, or at least lower the damage of the storm. Round 2 closing feels like season 13's round 3. And I went through all of the comments on this Reddit post, and basically everyone is in agreement. Everyone doesn't like how this ring works. And again, I have to agree. I feel like the ring right now does so much damage, but is it because we're just not used to it? Like, we've kind of gotten accustomed to the ring doing, well, the first ring I should say, doing very little amounts of damage. So of course, if Respawn makes such a drastic ring change from season 13 to season 14, people are going to be caught off guard. They're going to be very uncomfortable because this is not how Apex used to operate before. Josh Medina, who is a lead producer at Respawn, actually responded to someone on Twitter kind of giving, you know, their concerns on the ring and what Respawn has done to it in season 14, and he said, interesting take on circle change. So it was a very cryptic tweet. It wasn't like very revealing. He didn't say that Respawn is planning to change the ring or change how it works currently, but I feel like Respawn sees all of this feedback. Respawn obviously is hearing what you guys have to say, hearing as well what all of the pros have to say about the ring, so most likely Respawn will make the adjustments if the complaints get too overwhelming for them. But I also think Respawn is going to allow us to play out the season for a while and kind of get accustomed to this new ring before they make any drastic changes. So let's actually come back and talk about this topic in 2 to 4 weeks when the season has been out for more time, and if the complaints are still happening a lot by then most likely Respawn will make a change. But what do you guys think about the ring in season 14? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Are you indifferent? Leave your thoughts down below. Now, I like to end these videos on a good note, and Dr. Disrespect, who is one of the biggest streamers right now, had some very positive things to say about Apex and Respawn. You know, sometimes we as the Apex community, when you're involved in the space, like when you're actually a part of the Apex circle, the Apex community, we could kind of, you know, forget that Apex is a very successful game. Apex is a very well developed game, and we tend to just complain and just kind of blame Respawn for every small thing. But outside gamers, outside communities looking in are very jealous of what we have, you know, with this game. Although Apex has cheaters, although Apex has hackers and stuff, it's nowhere comparable to Warzone, for example. Even though Apex doesn't have solos, we have a ranked mode. Warzone doesn't even have a ranked mode. So like, Apex is a kind of good game, you know. It isn't too bad. It's annoying sometimes, but it isn't too bad. It's still a fun game to play, and we still have a lot of benefits. So essentially, when Dr. Disrespect was streaming, a viewer asked him if he thinks Apex will ever die, and what he said was actually really interesting. So what he said was, absolutely not. I think they have a formula. They're tapped in and they've got a great developer group working on the game. The game's constantly evolving. He also said that Apex is the most competitive battle royale out there, and it's true. It's 100% true. I sometimes have this, you know, pessimistic look on Apex, and I kind of only see the negative stuff. But as I said before, we have a lot to be grateful for with this game. We have 14 seasons, 4 different maps. What battle royale game out has 4 different full-fledged battle royale maps? None. We're the only one. So yeah, let's end the video on that note. Respawn has been doing a good job. Apex is not perfect by any means. I'll never say that, but Apex has something very good, and hopefully Respawn just goes up from this point and continues to make Apex the best game it could be. With that said, I hope you guys enjoyed. As always, drop a like, hit that sub button, and I'll see you in some more Apex. Till next time.